Right, you guys, make sure you like this video and subscribe to Mike's, okay? Make sure. If you don't subscribe to Mike, you're gonna have a fat forehead and a big hairline.
Well, I'm with the guy Max inside. Subscribe to him. Make sure you do still. Best content coming out. You know how it is.
Hello, and welcome back to another live, people. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Make sure you're smashing the likes and subscribing if you are new. And yeah, welcome back to the GVO show, season 2, episode 13. 13 of these, season 2 is mad. But yeah, another Monday night, international break. It's the last before 2026, bruv. So happy New Year, bruv. I don't know. I don't know. It might as well be Happy New Year because all we talk about is the next year and fucking last 2 months anyway. But Alfie, how you been, man? How you been?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Obviously, apart from everything that happened at the weekend. Obviously, we'll go into that as the show goes on. But yeah, we're back again with another episode of the GVO show. The last one before the international break, like you said, of 2025, going into the last international break of 2025. So it will be the last time you see us on a break after this next international break. We'll be giving you the GVO show regularly on a Monday night. So make sure you're tuning in.
Yeah. There's a lot to talk about. Lots to talk about this week. But we big up the chat first of all. Big up to Charlie Manson late again. Big up to Deck as well. Big up to Deck. Where the fuck is that Spurs fan that was in the chat the other day when I said Doku is better than Kudus? Talk to me now, you fucking mouse. Charlie's been saying as well that Doku is better than Kudus, to be fair to him.
Yeah.
He was saying it when Kudus was at West Ham. So yeah, he's been saying it for like a year now. Like legit, like it was like this time last year where it was like Man City, West Ham, and me and Charlie were going back and forth about Kudus. I was sticking up for Kudus at the time. Mad times, mad times. Alfie, you see what I did for Melon today?
Hold on.
I can bring it up if you want.
Yeah, go on, do that. Probably better.
Yeah, because obviously me and you, we get I wouldn't say victimized, but we get memed quite a lot. So it's about time Melon had one. But this was for context. This was in reference to me and Jay were talking about cartoons the other day,
right?
And someone said this looked like Melon, so I'm pretty sure that's what it was inspired by. This one's Melon as Bobby Hill.
Oh my
Bruv. That is accurate. This is literally Melon. It is literally Melon, to be fair.
It's Melon to a T.
It's fully Melon. It's big up to Connor every single time, bro.
Big up Connor.
That is Melon. That is literally Melon. Couldn't do what Doku done yesterday, even if he played FIFA. To be fair, Doku could have never hit a shot like that. I don't think in
that was
the Premier League.
Beautiful finish from Doku.
Yeah, but before we get onto City,
oh god,
we always start, the same place. Arsenal, you guys finally conceded a goal. You finally conceded another goal after that, and you finally dropped points. It's been a while. It's been a while since you've dropped points and conceded done either. I also can't remember the last time West Ham won when we did this show and you didn't win. I think it might have been when we beat you last time.
Yeah, I think it might have been then, yeah.
Yeah, so it was a bit mad. Obviously, we knew Sunderland was going to be tough, but how tough was it? What went wrong?
Well, I mean, I said it was bound to happen sooner or later, in my personal opinion. I think mainly because, yes, we've managed to be getting wins, but at the same time, the performances haven't exactly been the best. And, usually 9 times out of 10, when it comes to teams fighting for league titles, it's all about the performances in the early games in the season. And then toward the back end of the campaign, it's usually, just about getting the results. But we've done it the complete opposite way around. And I said that eventually that it would find us out. And it did. Up against a very, very good Sunderland team. I'm not going to take anything away from the way that they played. They were, in my opinion, the much better team on the day. We just seemed to go there and it looked as if we were panicking the majority of the time. Like the passes weren't being found to the right players. We were misplacing the passes, getting rid of the ball too easily, not taking our chances. And Sunderland, they were winning every second ball, winning every first ball, taking advantage on the knockdowns as well. And ultimately, on another day, you could probably say that Sunderland would have come out of that game with 3 points. I think Saka again. Saka and Rice playing 90 minutes. Why? Like, why? I get that you've got players out and you've got key players that are out injured, but at the same time, you could have easily brought on Wanyeri for Saka. I mean, that's another thing. The fact that we only made one substitution in that game is ridiculous. Because you see Arsenal fans talking about, oh, we need to rest players, and then they don't do it. I mean, maybe Arteta's rationale was, okay, it's the last game before the international break. They're probably going to get the rest on their international duty anyway. Just play them the full 90. But what if, by playing the full 90, Saka or Rice go on to get injured? And not only that, it's happened a couple of times now where mainly Bukayo Saka and Declan Rice are playing a full 90 minutes. Honestly.
I ran into the ground, but also, I would say that as well. Rice looks exhausted.
Yeah.
When I watched that game, Rice looked absolutely finished.
And is it any wonder?
Like minutes. He's been playing 40 games a season for 5 years.
Not only that,
because his last season at West Ham, he was in Europe as well.
Yeah. Not only that, take the Gyökeres injury, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Before coming to Arsenal, as far as I know, Gyökeres had no, issues with muscle problems or anything like that. Tell me why the minute he becomes an Arsenal player, he starts having muscle problems.
It's true. You reckon it's a training thing?
You've got to look at the tactics and the style of play.
Do you reckon it's a training thing?
What, doing too much in training?
Yeah.
It could be. I wouldn't be surprised if it is. Arteta running his players into the ground in training and then all of a sudden doing it again on match day.
This is the thing now. It only comes to about a point where teams that sit back and have their defenses tight, one goal allows the floodgates to open because teams then start figuring out how that defense works, and also teams start becoming less scared of that specific defense in general. And you know what Charlie posted out about the amazing defense that is outstanding and can't be pretended as can't be penetrated, has only conceded 3 less goals than that City defense that is rubbed and shaky and is awful. That's actually 3 goals is mad. I didn't know it wasn't that far in terms of a difference. That Manchester City team this year, because that is true as well about the James Trafford thing, because James Trafford had a stinker against Tottenham
and against Brighton, to be fair.
Yeah, had an absolute stinker. So, maybe City have also found their defense as well, but also it's why everyone goes a bit too far. The league is never done in November, and to be fair, Alfie's the only one that's been saying that they're not even in the zone. But I think you're in the race, innit? I just don't think it's done. That's what I've said.
I think I've said a couple of times that I'm not going to get too carried away. I understand we're on a good run of form. Well, somewhat good run of form. But again, like I said, the performances haven't been that great. I mean, you're looking at the 1-0 win against Palace. Definitely think we should have scored more against Burnley at Turf Moor. I think they were there for the taking that day. And a couple of other games, I think, off the top of my head, I'm thinking I think you'd agree we should have probably had more against West Ham than that 2-0.
Definitely.
So I think that just goes to prove the fact that obviously, yes, we are winning these games, but the performances haven't been sparkling. And ultimately, that I think that's a lot of the reason why I'm saying that I'm not going to get too carried away. Because at the same time, yes, we are winning games, we are picking up points, but can we do it when it really matters? Can we do it when it really matters?
That's always been the question. I think the answer so far has always been no, because we've seen Arsenal for the past. It's been 3. You've challenged 3 times now. I just realized this is your 4th season challenging.
I'd say we've challenged 2 times. I don't really think there was a challenge last season. I think Liverpool would run away with it by Bournemouth. So
fair enough. But you know, what I mean, you've been in like you was meant to be in a conversation 3 times, sort of thing. So yeah, Bukayo Saka runs like he got diddied before the game. He was poor. Alfie Arteta knew the international squads before the Sunderland game, so he doesn't have that excuse either. It's mad, isn't it? It's mad. Like, you know what it is for Arteta as well? It's like, he always just goes for like, all right, let's be safe as soon as possible. Like, when your life's on the line, no word to 50 Cent. Like, it's always like throw an extra defender right at the end. And if you throw an extra defender, I get it. You're trying to see out the game. But it's gotta be in a game where you've actually like defended really, really well. Because you never know what can happen. I feel like you should have learned from the Newcastle game where it's like, for example, you found a goal last minute for a reason. Even the Man City one, you found a goal last minute for a reason. It's like, I feel like you guys always settle. For example, when you go 2-1 up, you need to go and find a third. Stop like looking for other teams to like go at you. And I get it, your defense is really good, but at the same time, doesn't mean it can't be got up. We know Calafiori can be got up. Saliba hasn't been great this season. I have to say, he hasn't been that good.
Saliba hasn't been great for a while. I think it's been for a while now that Gabriel's been the better out of the two. Because usually the shoe was on the other foot beforehand. It was always Saliba that was the one that was assured. And then it would be Gabriel that would have the mistake in him. But we've switched completely. Now Gabriel's the more assured one. And now Saliba's more prone to a stinker.
Yeah. That's true. And Saliba hasn't been what people say is since the Carabao Cup game against Newcastle.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
When he got tested, like, do you know when it's like Isak proper gave Gabriel and Saliba a torrid time that time. And I don't feel like I feel like everyone's just tried to test Saliba since. They've tried to go for him. Don't get me wrong, it's not that he hasn't had a good game since, but he hasn't been what people think he is. And it's like, I think that's why Arsenal are very comfortable with keeping him, is that the interest died down very quick of what people thought Saliba was going to be. People are like, Real Madrid. I'm like, when that shit happened, I'm like, first of all, I never thought Saliba was going to Real Madrid. Just because I remember arguing with Omar once on True Ballers FC when we used to do that show about, Real Madrid could come in for, he was talking about Real Madrid could come in for Saliba in the summer. Like, that's never going to happen. It's never, ever going to happen. Arsenal will charge too much and they'll probably sign a new deal. And he signed a new deal. But at the same time, you got to look at yourself as a unit. Rice is depleting in terms of energy. So you need to trust in your depth. You've actually got depth now. So Mikel Arteta is not used to a bigger squad. He doesn't know how to thrive in a bigger squad. So for me, I think a lot of those players that you have are going to want to leave that are not playing minutes. I'm not even talking about the key players. I'm talking about the guys that are coming off the bench, the guys that are managing to compete, etc. But there's one player that's been getting a lot of criticism. Eberia Eze. What have you made of him past few games?
Well, I think he's shown moments. Obviously, you think back to the goal against Crystal Palace recently. You obviously think about the performances that he's had previously. The goal against Port Vale. Yes, I know it was Port Vale, but it was his first goal for the club. Before that, the assist against Man City. He's shown moments, but at the same time, there's been a couple of situations where he has been playing off the left. Now we both know that Saliba's more, Eze is more impactful during a game when he's played in the 10. And for a little while we've been seeing it. Obviously, we've seen the impact he can have. I just think in some games where he does tend to go missing. But, you'd hope with time that he's going to end up becoming a much better player, more confident, involved in the game a lot more. We're just going to have to wait and see.
I think for me, you guys, again, like, Arteta doesn't adjust to adding the player and trying to adjust to him, or actually allowing the right person to fit in the squad. And what I mean by that is, like, for example, you signed Gyökeres, don't adapt to Gyökeres when he plays. you force the ball in behind, but your players aren't used to that. So when Eze comes in and it's for Erdegaard, and Erdegaard's playing that right 8/10, you're playing Eze there. Eze doesn't like those spaces, even though he's playing in the 10. Arteta doesn't. Arteta's so reliant on, for some reason, Declan Rice being left centre mid. I'm pretty sure he could do just as good playing on the right and putting Eze on the left in a 3. You guys don't swap that around because Arteta's like, no, it has to be my way, the way I want it to be. With me, with Eze, he hasn't done anything of note apart from the goal against Crystal Palace. For me, in my opinion, and the assist against Nottingham Forest. So the problem is that when you get the players that you get, you have to make it work. And it's not like everything's gone wrong for Arsenal after one result. It's just a case of these criticisms have to be talked about because one of these days it will come back to bite you in certain games, and that is one of them. The way he uses Eze, as simple as that. Like, it's a big signing. You have to talk about it. We talked about every other signing with Wirtz, with Simmons, whatever it is. Eze is a guy who's played in the Premier League before, so there's no excuse on any end from anyone at the club, in my opinion. Big up Mike Snuffy. Speaking of the league, Alfie will be the excuses in June and after. If I can't speak today, June if/when Arsenal bottle it to Man City.
The ball. It'd be the ball, wouldn't it?
The fucking ball. Man said the ball.
It wouldn't surprise you because he's complained about the Puma footballs before. We've already seen it this season. David Raya complaining about it at Anfield. We're getting used to the football. You play with it in training, big man. And as far as I know, I don't. Sure, you can say, "Oh yeah, every football's different," but a football's a football.
Facts.
It's meant to be kicked.
It's better acting like they play with a rugby ball,
Isn't it?
But kudos, Elijah told me about this. What the fuck is your Instagram? Because I checked my Instagram and there's no guy called Kudos following me, bro. So you got to tell me what your Insta is, bro. You got to. Also, wait, you said accept my follow request. My account's public. My account's public on Instagram. So I don't know what request, big man. Tell me your username. But, bro, what I don't get is like, it's a case of like, you guys never have a plan when you sign players. It's like it takes a year for you to adjust to the player. And when Man City signs someone, I always think of the player needs to adjust to Man City, and it takes time for the player to adjust to Manchester City. It usually gives them a season. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 for certain people. Like with Rodri, it actually took like 2. With Doku, it took a while. Like you see the improvement, but you're like, you never think this guy's going to be a starter for Man City. I didn't think he was going to do what he's doing right now. So sometimes it takes time. With Arsenal, it's like it takes time for Arteta to adapt to the player. So managers can't do that. And this is what you get when you hire a manager that's learning on the job in the first place anyway. But the way I look at it is, I know it's not the end of the world, but people got to understand, especially when you have a defense, for example, that's not conceded a goal in a long, long time. They then go to conceding a couple goals in a certain game. The fear factor, it doesn't always disappear because it's still Arsenal, but people are like, we can get them. If you're as brave as Sunderland and as balanced as Sunderland, that's how you play against Arsenal anyway. Have the times where you press, have the times where you don't, have the times where you sit back, etc. They just made stupid errors. That first goal that Sunderland conceded, why he played up for the back like that. And also, second of all, very basic defensive. And Trossard, amazing goal, don't get me wrong, but he should never got the space in the first place.
No.
What have you made of Trossard recently? Because,
I mean, he's done okay.
He's played really well, yeah.
He's done okay. Seems to be doing a lot better than most of the players in that left-hand side position. Obviously, Martinelli's out injured at the moment. But I think Trossard's done okay. Whether he can continue to do that, time will tell. But right now, it's just a case of, just waiting and seeing what happens. Whether he continues this great form or whether it's just a purple patch.
Yeah, fair enough. Because I think he's played well recently. I guess that's why maybe you didn't sign a left winger. Maybe. But I always thought Trossard was out the door, and all of a sudden he didn't even sign a contract. He just had a wage rise with no extension to the actual years of his contract, which is bad business, but doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense to me. Port Vale had score against Port Vale, for fuck's sake. Arsenal rely on Rice as much as we did, just saying. Yeah, I feel like there's so much reliance on Rice. Like, as I said, 40 games a season, 5 years in a row. He was in Europe in his last season at West Ham, so he's played a lot of games. He hasn't had a rest since. So he's picked up a couple knocks playing for you guys. And he only ever picked up one proper injury at West Ham, ever. And I'm pretty sure he picked that up on international duty as well. And you know it's bad when you don't get injured at West Ham, because West Ham injure everyone for about 15 years. Like, everyone gets injured here. I remember Thomas Tuchel never had an injury in his career. When he first ever signed for West Ham, he got injured. He hasn't been injured since, but that's West Ham for you. So, Arteta, this is the thing. Like, I know Rodri is Rodri, but even Pep wouldn't play Rodri 40 games a season. He would bench him for like a Carabao Cup game or some shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's different. Kevin De Bruyne wouldn't play every single game. Why is Declan Rice playing 40 games a season? Saka hasn't been good. Saka's another one that hasn't been good this season. And I feel like it'll be talked about more if it was another player. Because Arsenal fans are quick to call on Foden. I'm just saying, Arsenal fans are quick to go on Foden. The reason why I bring this up is because 2 seasons ago, Foden had a great season. Saka had a bad first 6 months, had a good last 6 months 2 seasons ago. When it was last season, everyone there was quick to jump on Foden. And then Saka had a good season last season. Now it's then what? We're not talking about Foden this season, even though he's been good when he has played. And Saka hasn't been good. Like, Saka hasn't been good this season.
He hasn't.
So Saka hasn't been good for a long, long time. Like, I'm talking this season. Like, well, I can't really name you many good games in this season.
I mean, you were bound to see it at the end of the day. I think especially after the injury that he picked up, I think around Christmas time last season, you just knew it was going to happen. Like, you're seeing him back out of tackles. Look to play the ball backwards when normally he'd go forward and try and find a gap. Like, you're not seeing like Saka cutting in off the left, off the right as much as you usually see in that. I think it all comes down to the fact he's in a way, I guess you could say he's afraid of picking up another big injury, which, to be fair, can happen in football, I think, especially after an injury like that. And it was a grade 3 hamstring tear, especially someone his age who's got his career ahead of him. It does put that little thought in the back of your mind, of what if I pick up another injury here? And with all due respect, I think that comes down to the manager.
For playing him.
Yeah.
But if you play like that,
bringing him back early as well.
That's true. I think if you play with that in the back of your head all the time, though, it has to come down to criticism, because it's like, cool, you got a short career. But do you think you can play like 6 and 5 out of 10 every single game to like get through and not get an injury? Do you think that's the right way of playing football for the rest of your career? Like, people got to understand injuries happen. It happens. Like, you just got to play your game. Because despite his goal, he wasn't good.
I think that's what a lot of people think as well. Is like, oh, Saka's had a good game, he scored. There's more to it than just a goal. He was another one, like Eze at the weekend, missing.
It's facts. I'll be real, Eze hasn't been good, but I blame Arteta because he essentially given aids to our attackers. I'm more offensive than Arteta, and I'm a mid-table striker. Like, the thing is I do blame more of the Eze thing on Arteta, don't get me wrong, but it just needs to be talked about. Because it's like, you can't just stand there and do nothing and for it to not be talked about. Because I like Eze, but you're in a firing line, bro. You're not at Crystal Palace anymore.
No, you've taken the step up.
Yeah. Oh shit! Sorry to the message. No, the message didn't send twice. I've followed you back. Now, Doku has been obvious for a year. You might just don't have my KDB. Okay, Charlie. Sunderland is a one-season wonder. And we'll see in it. We can't even say that right now when we don't know what next season is going to be.
What, do you reckon they go down next season, Kudos?
I doubt they go down.
Second season syndrome.
I think they'll be fine. I think they'll just be like Brentford.
Mm.
I think they'll be like Brentford. I think they'll just be stable. I don't think they'll do anything of note. I don't think they'll get Europe this season. I don't think they'll get Europe this season. A genuine question: how do GVRC have a better attack than Arsenal in 2025? That's mad. Yeah, we ain't played since like May. So
Not only that, you guys we play to our striker's strengths.
yeah, that's
You
also
accommodate
true.
the striker,
You have to accommodate the striker.
but the striker just misses from 6 yards out. I get it.
The last 2 seasons at West Ham, semi-final and then final. In that time, went quarters in the World Cup final in the Euros. Yep, that is also true. He has played international tournaments as well. Rice has played Conference League, Europa League, Premier League, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Champions League, Euros, and World Cup. I'm not saying he's the only one to do this, but he's played so many fucking games this past 5 years. It's like we talk about Saka probably getting retired at like 26. Rice will be retiring in like 2 years at this rate because he already is 26 or something like that. 25, 26.
Yeah.
So he'll be gone in like 2 years, bro. I can't lie. He might have to go centre back quick, bro.
I think give it 5-6 years, Declan Rice is in the same position that Jack Wilshere's in.
God. Literally in a wheelchair. Saka been shit for years at stat pads because he takes corners and penalties. Even Foden that his worst got like 15 goals last season. People call Saka the benchmark. It's Foden. If you look at Saka's total goals, it's the his and Bowen's are not that different in terms of how many goals they scored in the Premier League. Like just in general. And people can't even say Saka injury. Bowen's had injuries. Bowen's had 2. So it's not that different in the amount of goals that each have scored in the Premier League, which is why I made the argument earlier in the year about Bowen and Saka. Because first of all, I wanted to piss Arsenal fans off, and I did. But second of all, I believed what I was saying. Souček is a better centre forward than Gyökeres. How to offend both of you with one football comment. It's the way Souček's playing right now up front. Like he's moving like prime Adam Lafondra, bro. off the bench and scoring. Like that's what I need. Come off the bench and score, my friend. Go on.
And I think at this point in his career as well, I think that's what you need from a player like Souček. He's obviously slowing down. Legs are giving up on him slowly. But he's doing his job at the moment.
Honestly, I think Souček probably... I would believe Souček if he said I was a 9 when I was a kid. I think he said he was a goalkeeper because of his dad. But if he was a striker when he was a kid, I wouldn't like bypass it because he has good movement in the box, so like it would make sense still. It would make sense. And I think players always move positions randomly. It's like he's doing the opposite of Joel Linton. I think he could do that though. I think he could do that little off the bench 20 minutes sort of thing.
Yeah.
To be honest, Sunderland could drop off hard in January due to Africa with them losing 4 to 6 of their best players. Big up, Boris. Yeah, I think Sunderland's drop-off is bound to happen. I think they'll just draw quite a lot of games and they'll dip in the table. I don't think they'll get Europe this season. If they did, I'd be happy for them. But I don't see them getting Europe this season. But I do like, for me, I do like how their manager adapts to different games. I think he adapted very well. He usually goes 4 at the back. He went with 5-4-1, kept it tight. I think some of the players did let them down. I think the midfield did let them down against Arsenal, but that's why they didn't win. But he also makes very good subs as well. His in-game management is really good, as we've seen. The Taibbi guy scored against Chelsea, and he came on. And that Brian Brobby, aka Mr. Blobby himself, came on against Arsenal and scored that goal, bro. So fair play to him as well. Fair play to him. And he was linked to West Ham like 2 years ago, I think.
What, Brobby?
Yeah. I didn't rate him, but he's doing what he's doing now. Certain managers will get more certain players. They've recruited really well, and what I'm really surprised about is Theodore step up to the Premier League because he did really well in the Championship. I just didn't see him as a Premier League player. And the way Dan Ballard has made the step up, I'm not really surprised, but at the same time, I'm surprised of the adaptation of getting all those players in and everyone gelling very quick. because they signed
Yeah.
a lot of players. So that's also that. So we'll see how they deal with AFCON. I don't think they'll go down, but their form is unsustainable. Yeah, I think they are very what's it called? I think they're just like on like the honeymoon period of the Premier League. They're just enjoying the moment right now.
Yeah.
Doesn't take any way from their performances though, but it's good. It's good. They're doing well. And congrats to them. I'm glad they're here. They're definitely not going down. I'll say that for sure. They're definitely not going down. It's looking like their neighbours might be going down before them at this current moment in time, funny enough.
Yeah.
Because Newcastle are only like 2 points ahead of West Ham or something, which is mad. But it is what it is. How good was Fernandes versus Burnley, Mikes? Oh, bro. Clear man of the match. By far the man of the match. I love the way he makes decisions. He takes the right amount of touches before releasing a ball. It's simple stuff. He does the simple creative stuff well. I don't know whether that makes any sense, but like the simple passes forward to keep it ticking, but also finding the right player in front of you. It's not an art, but it's something that's like an underrated art. It should be an art because it doesn't get talked about enough. And I think Fernandes, his relationship with Somerville, his relationship with Potts and Paquetá, already developing very quick. They just understand each other on the pitch, and they're all just getting the best out of each other right now, which is good. Striker missing from 6 yards out. No need to cook me, Alfie. And Saka gets injured constantly due to the shit manager overplaying him, plus playing him as soon as he gets semi-fit again and plays 90 minutes when he's only meant to play 30 minutes. That is also true. What game was it? I think it was Man City. Like, I know Madueke got injured, but it's like he instantly came on and was like, it didn't make a fucking difference. It didn't make a difference.
Yeah, it was like we had 10 men on the pitch.
Yeah. GVO seem to make their formal debut soon. In terms of what? Bowen had his first average game in about 3 years against Burnley. I've never seen Bowen perform any less than a 6 out of 10. Often 7, 8s, and 9s. Bowen is elite. Yeah, you don't see Bowen perform bad often.
No.
You don't. It was a very, very quiet game against Burnley. I didn't like his decision making. I didn't like the way he was playing, but I'm not going to go at if there's a run of form, then I'm going to look at Bowen a bit differently. But if it wasn't for Bowen last season, we probably would be where the bottom three were. So, like, I'll criticize it. But it's like, what more can I say? It's like Bowen's been one of the best wingers in the Premier League for about 4 years now and never gets talked about. So it's like, I'm not... let your lack of respect, let your lack of criticism, be as loud and as quiet as your lack of respect for my winger, is what I'm going to say. Because nobody wants to talk about my winger when he's performing. So if anyone talks about my winger when he's not performing for that one game, the anomaly, I will cook you live on TV. Live on TV, bruv. I'll go BBC News, bruv. Right at the back of their fucking like live reports, bruv. And just have your face on a poster in the background, bruv. Only chance they get Europe is either if the Europa League teams win the trophy or the Champs Place teams win the Champs, so they can get Conference League. No, I hear that. I just think, to be fair, I don't know what right now would stop them, but I think it'll be the individual errors, probably.
Do you reckon they could go on a cup run?
Maybe, yeah. They seem like a cup team with their type of players, with the way they set up. So I wouldn't be surprised. I honestly wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. But the 3, it sounds mad, but the 3-0 ain't looking that mad anymore. Like at the start of the season against Sunderland. I'll be honest. So, yeah, it ain't looking that mad right now, but still shouldn't be losing 3-0 to Sunderland. I hope Nuno embraced him as a captain. I think Nuno needs to add a more ruthless streak to Bowen as a captain. I think Bowen is stepping up very well. He's growing as a leader.
Yeah,
quite a bit. I think he was a good representation of the club as captain. We didn't really have anyone else, so I'm glad he is who he is, sort of thing. But it takes a lot to step up to the responsibility, sort of thing. Even though he's not a natural born leader. Hang on, did Alfred say Arsenal is an upgrade in Palace? They won a trophy last year. He took a step down, same as I said. Naughty. Then Cassius did the step up, bruv. And Ketia did. Fucking I can't believe Nketiah has an FA Cup. Oh,
He's
what's a
got 2.
horrendous plan. Oh yeah, shit, he does. Wait, he was in that squad.
I think he was.
Fucking hell, man. You know, Max, are you cheering on an AFCON? I'm part Ugandan, bro. So Uganda. I'm rooting for Senegal because I like their players. I'm here for Salah slander. If Senegal win, I believe Alfie is supporting South Africa, right?
Yeah, Bafana.
Alfie's gonna say I am South African anyway. I'm like 2% South African, bruv. Like, what do you mean, bruv? What do you mean? I'm part Ugandan, so Uganda. And also Senegal are probably winning AFCON. Look at their squad. Their squad stat.
To confirm, Eddie Nketiah was part of the squad that won the 2020 FA Cup.
Why the fuck does he have 2 FA Cups, bruv? They removed their medals.
He came on off the bench for Lacazette in the 82nd minute of the final.
What the fuck? I'm sorry. You're like the Rhian Brewster of them squads. I don't care, man. I don't care if you played. If there's one man that doesn't deserve anything, it's him. I'm joking. I don't hate the guy. Nuno manager of the month pending. Doubt it, but hey, the way he's going right now, big up Taz. But I guess if we beat Bournemouth, maybe. I don't see why not. If we beat Bournemouth, then well, he kind of has to be. Fernandes over Zubimendi, and it's not that close, and he's younger. Hey, different type of midfielders, but I'm willing to have those conversations if this carries on, Damien. If this carries on, then I want to actually be a good team first before I have any type of conversations. But listen, Fernandes, I can't lie. I know it was overpriced. I get it. But I'm happy we did it. So far, so good. Not going to overgas it. I just like the fact that we got 2 creative players on the pitch. Pardon me. Who remembers when Gyökeres said he's at the same level as Kane and Haaland? Wait, Gyökeres said that? Haaland and Kane are both pushing 30 goals this season. I'm going to read it how it says because I'm not reading it the other way. Gap Boy sitting on 6. Because I know what you were meant to say, because the T is next to the Y on the keyboard. But, okay. That's it. There's no way Gyökeres said it's on the same level as fucking Kane and Haaland. I back yourself in it, but this is like me saying I'm on the same level as like I show speed and who was popular as a kid, bro. I don't know, or my age, I don't know. Like fucking Kaiser, he's like mid-20s. It's like me saying that, bro. Like, allow it, man. I'm on 1K, bro. Speed gets that in like 5 seconds on this stream when you press start stream. So it's like me saying that. It's like, sure, it's like I show speed here. You see me, I'm better than you, innit? He has no idea who I am, bro. And if Nuno wants to set the world alight, he gets a kid from my academy in the first team, can say. Yeah, bro, just get that guy in the first team. Get that guy in the first. That guy, bro, he is. I'm telling you, when we're talking about footballers lying about their age, he's lying about his age. That man looks like a senior pro in the academy. Everyone else looks like a child. It's always like year 7s are having a match in school, and there's a 1 year 11 that just wants to join. I just want to start kicking the shit out of year 7s. That's Kante. He's lying about his age. That's the only way I can explain it. Bowen has so much credit in the bank as a joke. Yeah, and that's what you get with consistency. That's what you get with natural consistency. Year in, year out, hasn't let us down since lockdown. And lockdown, he was still settling in because we signed him in January of the 1920 season. So he needed a full year. And people got to remember, Bowen was a rotational player at that point because we were trying to get Lingard, Fornals, Benrahma, and Bowen in the same squad. It was either him or Benrahma that was getting minutes. So Fornals and Lingard were like the mainstays. And I'm telling you up front, Bowen and Benrahma will be shifted about. I always wanted to see Bowen and Benrahma together at that point. We saw that multiple times, obviously, later on. But then after that, Bowen in the next season made himself known, went under the radar, and then he really, really took a light against Liverpool when we beat them 3-2. And then after that game, it was like, this is Jared Bowen. This guy is another level. keeps going another level, and then you got his first England calls up and etc. And I'll make a video on it properly in the future. But like, Bowen's the guy. Bowen's the guy. And Ketia fell upwards. Bro won a trophy for Palace. Their first ever. I mean, he didn't do fuck all, but he was there, innit? So
Yeah.
Fuck it. Man supports the offside version of South Africa. If you know, you know. I don't know.
I don't.
Know. That went over my head. First time Bowen has been captain under a good manager. Yeah, compared to the other two we had. I mean, yeah, fair. Potter was a wimp and Locke was a donut. Stale old donut reduces as that's funny. Lopetegui, but this is the bro. I'm not going to be inspired by a guy who looks like he's dead already. You can't just walk like you're dead. You can't walk like you're an extra in a Thriller video. You can't. He looks like one of them. So I wouldn't be inspired either. The league has done just handed title to City, as they clearly ain't breaking down anymore. That Doku performance against Liverpool, he looked like prime Ronaldinho. Hey, might as well talk about it. City, yeah?
Yeah.
They battered Liverpool.
Yeah.
Did you manage to catch that?
I caught the highlights of the City game, yeah. And from what I saw, Man City ran through them. And it does really look like that Man City have now hit form and they've found their rhythm. We could be wrong. I mean, I know a lot of Arsenal fans are hoping that we could be wrong and that City don't hit form at all. But it's Man City. You know, like, when City are in the mood and like in the mood to go all the way to win a league title or to win a Champions League or win an FA Cup or any trophy in general, you know, you see like that shift. And I definitely think in a way we saw it against Liverpool. I think usually most times when City have gone on to win the league, they always have that shaky start at the beginning of the campaign and then it starts to even out around November, December times. And that's exactly what we saw on Sunday. So, you know, I think Liverpool, poor. I think they might be out of the league title race. I'm not going to lie.
I think Liverpool were out of it time ago for me. The only reason why I say that is because you see with Liverpool, it's like you can't lose 5 games in a row in all competitions and then also be in a place where you think you're going to win the league. With Manchester City, I'm not going to get carried away and say they're going to win the league right now. Even though I don't know.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. But what I will say is that for them to win the league, it's just a matter of how they manage the minutes between Rodri and Nico Gonzalez. Because what they made the mistake of doing is what Arteta was doing, is rushing players back. They rushed Rodri back way too quick, twice. So what they need to do is just let Nico cook. Nico Gonzalez is a good player. I maintain that. I always said Nico Gonzalez was a good player. I didn't believe all the stuff that he was linked with a move away and stuff like that. Like, he looks like a very good natural number 6. I'm very happy he's getting his shine, for sure. And what they've done is Pep doesn't give freedom often anymore, but what he does is now he's made City more narrow with their attackers. So he's allowed Cherki, Doku, Foden to kind of interchange with each other. That's their best team right now. I know Cherki was at his best against Liverpool, but I thought people were overstating a bit about how bad he was. He needed to come off, but that formation and the way they set up helps Foden a lot more. I think Cherki will cook. I just think he needs a bit of time. Doku, fair play to you, my friend, because I did not see this coming. I saw you be very effective off the bench, and that's what I thought your benchmark was.
Yeah.
But I actually think the way Pep has tweaked this helped them a lot. Their best performances have come when Doku has played. It's just about when Doku can't play every game. So it's about other players stepping up when he doesn't. It's like Oscar Bob hasn't started the season well. Savio has kind of been the main guy that City fans are criticised now.
Yeah.
Right now as well. That is the same player as Savinho, by the way. But to be fair, I think Savio can still do a good job off the bench if he's used that way. But Doku can't play every game. Haaland is moving mad right now as well. They found the back four now. Mateus Nunes, Nico O'Reilly, Gavardio, and Diaz seems to be their go-to back four. Even though Gavardio was playing very good at left back, his position is centre back. He can play either. But with the way Nico O'Reilly's playing right now, he needs to be talked about. Nico O'Reilly's been absolutely outstanding. Like, very, very good. Very, very good. I think in certain games he could be got out. Don't get me wrong. But he's going to keep improving. And he wasn't even a left back in the academy. I don't think. He was a midfielder. He was scoring goals in the academy, I'm pretty sure. So he's got a great strike on him, great technical ability. So onwards and upwards for City, I guess. And Liverpool, it's looking peak.
Long day.
It's looking peak. Right now, it's looking peak. I think Slot. I'm gonna say it right now, people. I think Slot needs to go, man. I can't lie. I think Arnie Slot needs to leave. And the reason why I say that, you gotta get the balance right. It's obvious changes, it's obvious subs that you're making. That's shit. The balance of the team is shit. You've had bare money spent on you. No one was expecting it to work out straight away if you know football. But at the same time, it's meant to look better than this. And I feel like, guys, if everyone is playing shit, who do you look at? It's quite obvious who you look at. Exactly. Not in like Gravenberch in certain games is playing well. Van Dijk in certain games is playing well. And that's it. No one else is playing well. No one else is showing mad runs of consistency. So you look at the manager. It doesn't matter if you won the league last season. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to discredit your league title last season because well done. But it means that you can't defend it. It takes a man to win it. It takes another man to defend it. It separates from the good, from the great to the elite. Simple as that. Some managers could go and run some winning shit. Some managers could only win one title. Some managers were just meant to be there for the moment. I don't know what you are, but all I know is that you're a bald man that doesn't know what he's doing. That's all I know right now. You look like a clueless bald man, the old mini-me lookalike. That's all I know. And you know, with bald people, they're some of the most memeable people in general. So it's long for you, my friend. After yesterday's performance, I think you may be right. Doku is better than Kudus. The only reason why I would say it took me this season to realize that Doku was better than Kudus. And the reason why I say this is because what the differences between Doku and Kudus is not just the shooting, but as I mentioned like 1 or 2 weeks ago, I'm pretty sure I said this on this show, is that Kudus in space, even though he is the best when he runs in a counter-attacking team, Kudus will run in one direction on the wing. Doku will run in different directions to try and change the game, with and without the ball. And that's what separates Doku from Kudus, is Doku will run down the wing if he needs to. He will cut inside if he needs to. Try and bob and weave if he needs to. Whereas you know exactly what Kudus is going to do before Kudus does it. Whereas Doku, you don't actually know what he's going to do half the time. And I don't think it's a bad thing to say that you're not better than Doku right now. Because the way Doku is playing, he's looking like one of the best wingers in the league right now. And it's obvious. But I also think the way he's playing with Haaland helps. He's playing how he was playing coming off the bench a lot, even when starting. So you just got to give credit where it's due. Doku is playing really well. And if he keeps adding that kind of end product to his game, where he's shooting from that range and scoring, I love shots from outside the box because it's rare in football now. We've been talking about it for a year now on this show, about Arsenal players that don't do it enough. There's not many wingers that do that in the league anymore. So fair play to Doku. He's adding all types of finishes to his game. I said Fernandes was overpriced, but the more I see him play, the less I think so, given especially his age. Every game that he passed, he looks more with it. Responding extremely well to Nuno. He feels like the leader of the young group. He does feel like a guy who can step up for his age as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
He carries himself like a senior man compared to his age. Big up Villa fan. And let it all work out. Just doesn't seem to be working out, Alfie.
No, it clearly doesn't.
Bro, I knew, like, I can't lie, Arsenal fans and Tottenham fans made me hate that song. That was a good song before I kept hearing it on social media constantly. It's like, you comp makers, man. You man ruin everything. I can't lie. Can't lie. Very, very high level for his age, very high level. If he has further development to come, why for that? He is going to be a star. Yeah, I think Fernandes will be. He won't be at West Ham for long if he keeps playing the way like this. Kante wouldn't be allowed on the academy if he had digital ID. You see Kante, yeah, I feel like he's never been ID'd in his life if he was born here. If he was born here, he'd never be ID'd in his life. Like, he was, the babies that just have old faces. Like,
Yeah.
Like, all babies look the same. But you've got that random baby here that just looks like scrunched up tissue paper. That's what Kante looks like. And he's never been ID'd in his whole life. So, I hear it, man. I hear it. Offside version of South Africa is apartheid. Oh, okay. Brilliant. Brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff. To be fair, Madam probably does big up that. If we can get this team playing at their best at a CF, yeah. If we can shape up Fernandes, we'll shine. I'm begging for a striker. I'm begging for one. Is your side comment on the apartheid? Yeah, apartheid. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. This is City without Rodri. Once Rodri is back at full fitness, it's good night for the league. Yeah, I think they don't even need to. They can wait as long as they want as well. Like, Nico Gonzalez is carrying it right now. Because he's got injuries as well sometimes. So they just need to, like, calm the fuck down when it comes to their players. Because they've got a squad as well. I don't get when managers have squads and they have players in certain positions where all the depth can be filled and they're still rushing players back. It's like, you don't need to do that, mate. It's very basic. On this channel, we talk about, the main theme of this channel has always been, when we're talking about any single team in football, is about doing the basics correct, especially when they're absolutely blatant in football. I feel like that's when you get criticised the most, if you're not doing the basics correct. And Man City, they're doing the basics correct right now. I think Pep needs to keep... It's taken a while for Pep to reshape a new formation in possession. He always likes to tweak it every single year. If you look at the way they win titles, it changes every year. Whether it's the false nine team, whether it's the touchline winger teams with Sane and Sterling, whether it's the Stones going into midfield, no matter what it is, City have taken a while for them to change that again. Now it's the 4-3-2-1 formation where Doku, Silva, Cherki, and Foden are roaming around. But they've got enough energy to, like, win the ball back. And Reinders will suit certain games. Bernardo Silva will suit certain games. I think Reinders is going to be a very good player as well for City, personally. I think with Reinders, he hasn't had the best to start, but I don't think it's been that bad either. I just think people expect a lot because of the club he's at. Even though people like to say they don't care about Manchester City, you seem to be criticising Man City players a lot for a team that you don't care about. Like, Man City got a lot more stick last season than Man United did last season. I'd argue that. They've been in form. They have 1 loss in 10 games. That's mad as well. I think as long as City don't, like, keep drawing games or whatever as well, they should win this league. And the Spanish brand's clothing marks with the Sun logo look like he copped it at an airport. Bro, Lopetegui, I don't know what the Spanish Timu is, yeah. But Lopetegui had that. He had that Spanish Timu clothing, bro. Spanish Timu shit. And the Spanish, that's where the Sun logo, bro. Properly looked like a granddad. And now he's in Qatar. He's gonna... every time I'm going to watch the World Cup next year, yeah, and let's say Qatar is on, I'm going to see Lopetegui's scrunched up face in that grey jumper, with that stupid Spanish grey jumper that all them stupid sangria managers wear.
Wait, have Qatar qualified?
Yeah, they qualified for the World Cup. Qatar qualified. Lopetegui and Potter. Like, I swear Potter's trying to get Sweden qualifying for the World Cup. Like, bro, I'm not trying to see 2 former West Ham managers in the World Cup. I can't lie.
It's funny that the fact that Qatar hadn't qualified for the World Cup before hosting it, and now since hosting it, they're about to qualify for one. It's funny that.
And long may they never get a win next year. Hopefully they lose every single game.
Yeah, Jordan
and hopefully
will get
they
more wins
score
before them.
Yeah, I hope they score no goals. They get battered every single game. No offense, Qatar, don't chop off my head, but I just want Lopetegui to lose. The last 3 games, they've been the best they've played all year. I've watched every City game this season. They're the best team to watch now. They're so fluid. They actually do play good football. I think a lot of people overdo the whole boring thing when it comes to City. They haven't looked boring in a while. I'll be real. I think a lot better than Potter, to be honest. Yeah, but it's like comparing two serial killers. It's like
Gary Neville said, it's trying to choose between two blokes that nick your wife.
Yeah, like tactically, I'd still say Potter because when I watched Lopetegui, the defensive line was too high, but the midfield line was too deep. So I never understood it. It was just one ball over the top. But with Potter, it was like that five in the back rose up the suicide rate. So it's like comparing Jack the Ripper to King Von. It's like, who cares? They both killed people. O'Reilly is what Arsenal fans think Skelly is. Someone said it, innit? Not me, in it, but I agree with that person, innit? Why did Liverpool hire how do you say this name? Varys from Game of Thrones. I've never watched Game of Thrones. Arnie Slot dropping a soap for the whole league. Nah, he is dropping a soap still. I followed you back on Insta. Kudos. I always say I won't criticize players unless the manager has got the vast majority correct. That's fair, especially nowadays when it comes to football, because 90% of what you see is managers. Let's be honest, if Kudus had a better striker up top, he would look miles better. We have a special pigeon as a striker. And listen, I agree. But at the same time, I'm holding what certain Spurs fans tried to tell me about Kudus, even though I was watching Kudus more than them. Kudus can't create and score at the same time. So there's a lot of people calling him like the next Neymar and that dumb shit. So it's like, for the pedestal that certain man put Kudus on, I will hold you to that. However, it's mainly been Tottenham's fault why Kudus has dropped the last few games, because you might just go down one side all the time and have a midfielder on the other side and that dumb shit. I think Kudus kind of dropped the bag with the Spurs move. One, it's bad karma. Two, they guarantee Champions League every season. Kind of knows despite his face. Oh yeah, that was obvious though. I don't know why he was so frustrated with the West Ham thing and decided to move to a club that isn't necessarily stable in those positions necessarily. He will if we keep Nuno, I reckon, Fernandez at West Ham. Fuck Nuno, but I hear you. My XI is okay at the moment. Expected racist, Jesus Christ. But yeah, I'm not gonna change my mind on Nuno as of yet. It's two games, but I don't trust managers like them. However, listen, he's getting it right now. Remember, you can say West Ham Academy players of Malian descent, but was born in Paris. He's allegedly 20 years old. He's 29 with 6 kids. Mali. Listen, that's what I'm saying. Digital ID. Bone marrow. Big up Elijah, 1.5 white men. How come you're using your Twitch? Big up to yourself, bro. Big up to yourself.
Big up Elijah.
I'd start him next game. Hey, listen, Loki Kante is an experienced player. He's just not showing you it. He's saying he's 20 years old. I personally think he's the same age as Papa Bouba Diop now. Me personally, innit? He's just more active. Papa Bouba Diop is not alive. I don't think anyway. He's not alive. But Mamadou Kante was probably playing 20 years ago in Mali. But he was telling everyone he was 17 then. That's my conspiracy. I'm just saying it. I'm just saying it. Big up to Elijah. Max is gonna hate watch Lopetegui at the World Cup. Oh, I'll be there. Best believe that's gonna be the team I hate to watch the most. Sweden's qualification at the World Cup looks dark. Good luck, Pa. Oh, they're not qualified now. Fair enough. Fuck off. Qatar winning the World Cup would kill Max. If Qatar win the World Cup, I'm calling like some form of corruption. Credit to Lopetegui, celebration with Qatar's class doing the native dance. I don't hate Lopetegui. It was a bad appointment though. Needed a younger manager. I do hate Lopetegui because I had to watch his football. Simple as that. I had to watch his football. Bro, I know Potter bottled the lead against Southampton, and that was like the game that caused probably two of my biggest crash outs ever on YouTube, one on this channel and one on Lewis's channel. But Lopetegui also lost to Leicester. He was also I'm pretty sure Leicester's only home win. So for me, that's equal. And he should have been sacked a month before he actually did get sacked. I went on Twitch to watch you enough just because I thought, fair enough. Mohamedou is older than N'Golo. Yes, Mamadou Kante is probably older than N'Golo Kante.
But he'll tell you different.
I just don't believe a man that's built like that in the academy is actually academy age. Bone marrow testing, I'm telling you, bone marrow testing. Speaking of bone marrow testing, Brian Mbeumo scored against Tottenham, obviously with his hairline. I think he's got a 42-year-old hairline. But that game was a bit mad. A little bit mad. Like, I didn't get to watch it because I was at the match. But for me, I've not. It's been a while when I've watched or given a listen to a Big Six game, and two teams have become disappointed with a draw because they both bottled it. How do you both bottle a game?
Yeah, they both bottled it.
How the fuck do you do that? Because it comes to a point where Man United, you can't make a triple sub when you're winning 1-0.
We're back in a second, just going to the toilet.
With Ruben Amorim, yeah, you can't make a triple sub when you're winning 1-0. You can't. There's no point. There's no point. But also, Tottenham Hotspur, what the fuck? I don't remember Tottenham conceding that many set pieces this year. I'll be real. I don't know if it's become a problem or not. I watched the Chelsea game and that wasn't a set piece. But from what I remember, Jed Spencer's playing left back again. He's got to stop doing this thing where it's like the guy that's hugging the touchline on the left-hand side is right-footed and he's the only one on the touchline because you can't combine with another right-footed player. You have to have some form of elite weak foot to actually be good there. Your natural person can't be on the wrong foot and not be like sick of running on the outside. So that stops your build-up play. So isn't it quite obvious that when you put a left back on with a right foot inside forward, it makes much more of a difference. So fair play to Odebear. From what I've watched of recently, he's been decent.
I think from the Tottenham Man United game, I think one of the biggest takeaways is Richarlison just needs to stop celebrating. Because every time he seems to celebrate, they bottle a result.
Bro, I don't know why people. I think taking your shirt
professional
off,
speed.
I think taking your shirt off for celebrations is the most overrated celebration ever.
Yeah.
Because that should only because first of all you get a yellow card for it, but second of all, it should only be for mad goals right now. Like for mad goals, it should only be for something mad in football.
Elaborate on
you
that.
Take off your shirt. Like something that means something.
So say hypothetically, I was to score the winner for England in a World Cup final. Would that warrant me taking off the shirt and celebrating?
Yeah. If you get your team to somewhere mad, take off your shirt. Why are you taking off your shirt and it's a league game in November?
That means nothing.
It means fuck all. Why are you taking off your shirt? You're just adding the yellow card to your name, getting closer to a ban. Especially with someone like him.
I remember
who's prone to crash out.
Do you remember at the 2022 World Cup? Was it the 2022 World Cup when Vincent Aboubakar did it for Cameroon and got sent off?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was him. I remember I saw a celebration the other day. I think it was Rafa Leao. They put his shirt down.
Yeah.
Ekitike did it against Southampton and got sent off.
Yeah.
It's an overrated celebration. Stop taking your shirt off to celebrate. It's dead.
Stop taking your shirt off for man as well.
Yeah, that as well. But also, last minute in the Premier League game, like, who cares? If it's a last minute winner, it's mad, innit? But it's like it hasn't put Tottenham in like a title race or anything. Or hasn't done anything. You don't take like if this goes for every player. Every player. Why are you taking your shirt off? And you haven't done anything. Like it's not like a cup game. If it's a cup game, I actually get it. It's a cup competition, knockouts. I get it. But come on, man. Like, is it really worth taking your shirt off when the game is never ever over until the whistle is there anyway. So it's just a big risk. It's like when you take your shirt off, you have to win the game after that. You have to.
Yeah.
It's like when you take your shirt off, you're automatically thinking of we've won the game. And that's also a mentality thing. So when you go into that next thing with the mentality and they get a corner and they score, then you're deflated. It's like, now we've got to actually last 20 seconds, maybe we've got to try and win this game. It's dumb. So dumb. You're one of the very, very few not behind Nuno at the moment, you know. Just saying you're entitled to be, just saying a lot of the fans are behind him. This is the thing. Football is very reactionary. And this is why I am not a reactionary person. People can say I'm reactionary, cool. Here's what I'm going to say about this. I had my opinion on Nuno, as people know, before he got appointed. I knew what type of manager I was getting beforehand. Then he goes into the club. I've given him credit where it's due. When we've lost, I said why I think we're going down, why I'm so critical of him. My opinion hasn't changed. Because I keep to my opinion until proven otherwise.
Yep.
I'm more patient in terms of, for example, when it comes to a manager of, I want to trust, I'll give you the chance, or given the circumstance, you come in mid-season, you ain't got a pre-season, cool, I might give you more of a chance, usually. But I've done this before. My whole thing is, I'm not going to support an appointment via this ownership again. Everyone that thinks a fucking managerial appointment changes everything. I remember why I was complaining in the first place about the situation we're in. I remember why. So I'm keeping it to the same halt of why I was complaining in the first place, from the Moyes days to the Lopetegui to the Potter to the Nuno. But people are like, it's too early. But Bearman will agree with me 2 weeks ago. 2 wins.
But now everyone's changed their minds because you've won 2 back-to-back games.
2 wins. If the lineup was so good, which it has been the last 2 games, why the fuck did you not go for that in the first place? Because you're not all there up there. You're not all there up there. I'm not supporting, like, for example, we're winning now. It doesn't mean I'm doing a whole Nuno out thing. I've said before, I didn't really do it with Potter out until it got to Sunderland. But also, I'm more keeping an eye on our ownership rather than the manager right now.
Mm.
So regardless of what I think, I ain't got a fucking choice right now. So I'll give you credit where it's due. But the performance against Burnley wasn't that good. Like I said, in my match reaction. So I'm not fully convinced yet anyway that we'll completely stay up at this current moment in time. But it was a great result. I am more relieved than I am happy.
Mm.
And I think I have every right to feel that way. Because we are still at 18th. We are 18th by a goal difference. But it's going to be a scrap. We're going to be here for a long time still. I think he's done really well these last 2 games to get it right. I think his subs have been great. But I don't trust these type of managers that are more out for the draw than the win. Would you get behind him if we beat Bournemouth 3 wins on a spin? That would be. This is what I'm saying. I am behind the manager in terms of get me out of relegation. But I'm not going to think he's the right man. In terms of, I need to be totally convinced. I mean, totally convinced. If we beat Bournemouth, it's a great win. Don't get me wrong. It is a great win. And I'll give you praise. But I'm not going to say anything like, I was wrong, all of this, and all of that. I'm not. Because I know what type of managers these kind of managers are. I am behind the team. I am behind him as a manager in terms of go out there and get us the results. But weeks ago, man were agreeing with me on what I said about Nuno. So people change their mind every week. For me, I don't like these type of managers. I'm probably never going to, unless he's changed his ways as a manager, which we need to see on. I'm not doing the whole Nuno out thing. I didn't even say Nuno out once against Leeds or Arsenal or Brentford. But what I did say is why I didn't want the guy, because he was doing shit. Now that he's doing well, you got to give the manager credit where it's due. He's doing well. But this lineup was always there. If it's taking you this long to figure out that lineup, it's a red flag for me. It's a red flag for me. I play Magassa over Potts. Depends on the fitness. If they're both fully fit and it was just a niggle, then Potts should still play. But Paquetá is also suspended, so just play both.
Yeah.
I'd just play both. And Kante, I'd say just ease Kante into the first team. Off the bench first and then start him when needed. But if Paquetá's banned, I'm saying Magassa, Potts, Fernandes, allow one of them to go forward, bring Souček off the bench, and then we're good. But my opinion isn't going to change on the manager anytime soon. Not anytime soon. And until we're in a position where I can fully judge him, and that's via the end of the season, I'll give a proper opinion, full-time analysis probably, unless it gets really bad or really good from now on. Which I don't think it will go either way. I just think we're in a scrap right now. I don't know what to think in terms of overall, and I don't think it's a foregone conclusion anymore that will go down. But I'm not totally convinced.
You're not convinced that you're out of it yet.
No. Yeah, like my whole thing is like it's still goal difference. It's still 2 games in a row, which we haven't seen in a while. But my whole thing is I've seen hope before, and I'm not getting my hopes up. But also the Burnley performance wasn't enough to convince me that we'll go up and that we'll stay up. The Newcastle performance was really good. So there's a lot of positives to take from that. The Burnley performance, we were just way better than them in the second half. And it wasn't a 3-2 game, despite how mediocre we were. I wouldn't say it was a bad performance, but it was very, very frustrating in the attacking spaces. And to be honest, that was more on the players than the manager. If I'm being so real. The setup was fine. The setup was fine, in my opinion. I think I wouldn't have changed the way we set up the team. My whole thing is, if I'm looking at it from my perspective, when it comes to West Ham specifically, I am very quick to call it bad when I see it, because I've seen bad before, and I know what the reasons are. When it becomes good, I am going to be more cautious with it, because we've been in before, we've got our hopes up and we've been let down once again. And I think, as much as that isn't a fair way of thinking in the general scheme of things when it comes to football, it's a very way of thinking when it comes to West Ham.
Yeah.
So that's the way I think. Yeah, 2 weeks to integrate Kante. Let's hope he gets into the first team eventually. He has been training with the first team as well. So is Ezri Meyer, so is Gordon Beckers. So we will see. George Earthy should be training with the first team again as well. I think... I think we'll see. We'll see when he's looking to go down the youth route, which is a good thing because the youth players are really good right now. It's just, is he willing to piss off one of the coaches and the right wing mob in our fan base? I don't think Steve Potts will be that bad. I think Steve Potts is professional. And also, I think the right wing mob in our fan base is mainly online, unfortunately, because they have the audacity to hide behind a picture and start saying dumb shit. But I don't think Potts should be dropped right now. Unless he plays bad. I'll be real, I don't even think the midfield lacks much right now, because the only reason why I say that is because everyone's willing to put a tackle in. And if we're talking about physicality, the last person that should be dropped is Potts, in my opinion. Yeah, because I agree we don't have a Premier League level striker. But I don't think our midfield lacks physicality badly. I think because everyone's willing to put a foot in, it covers for that. And I believe we could get out Bournemouth's midfield, no matter what midfield it is. The way I saw them against Aston Villa, if we line up with a similar midfield, and we put one of the midfielders we trust instead of Paquetá, we will run Bournemouth over in terms of midfielders. Whether we win the game, different story. Different story. Because everyone's willing to put a foot in. Everyone's good at winning the ball back. We've seen that with Fernandes. Potts is a great tackler. Paquetá's always been willing to put the work in. It's just no manager's had the balls to trust him in a deeper role, which he should have been anyway. I've been saying this for 2 years. In fact, I've been saying this for 3 years since he signed. So I'm happy right now. But the happiness comes from relief rather than genuine hope. So we'll see. We'll see in the future. Listen, people, we're going to end it there. Subscribe to Alfie. His link is in the title. We're going to be back tomorrow at 8 p.m. with Elijah. I think Sheik should be live. Let me check. Sheik live. Sheik is live. We're going to redirect over to Mud Brothers. Yeah. Go and say Mike's raid along the way. And yeah, take care and peace, people. Take care and peace.